Hello, everyone. This is the Laverne Library Board meeting for January 11th, 2016. We'll call the meeting to order, and we do have a quorum. First thing we need to do is approve the minutes for the Library Board meeting held on November 9th and the amended minutes for the special called Library Board meeting that was held on September 24th. I did find one typo. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to address that?
In your motion to approve them, if that's what you're going to do, I would suggest just doing a motion to approve with whatever correction you deemed.
I make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction to page 4 of the November 9th meeting. Okay. The word physical should be fiscal.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 9th and also the amended minutes from September 24th.
That's a second.
Well,
with the corrections.
Procedurally speaking, you had a motion on the table already to amend the November 9 minutes. So that would need a second. It might be procedurally just more efficient in your same motion to approve the other minutes as well, and then have a second.
Oh, yes, so I would like to do that. Yes.
Okay.
Approve the other minutes as well.
And then it would need a second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. First order of business is to discuss the proposed changes to the guidelines for accessing the computers at the Laverne Public Library. And there'll be a motion to approve these changes on the next library board meeting, which will be March 14th. I'd like to.
The reason that we're bringing this to you for a discussion at this time, and then to give you time to really look over them before we do approve them. This is something that has not been looked at since 2007. We have been making some changes to our guidelines, such as we now give 2 hours access, things of this sort. Glenn, as IT department, and I believe Doug has been working, and Jackie, on these, just trying to update the wording. So at this time, Glenn, are there any things you would like to bring to light, or did anyone have any?
They're just very, almost you'd say cosmetic changes. They're not really any policy changes. They're updating things, like Donna said, to the amount of time the patrons have on it. It's changing some things in there. It was, I believe, 2007. Yeah, that these were last approved. So it's just changing some things in there that talk about removable storage devices that the patrons would need to bring, taking out things like floppy disks, since they're not used anymore, and putting in things like USB drives and removable hard drives and those sorts of things. And then, you know, that's like I said, the cosmetic changes. One is for the Wi-Fi and one is for the computers themselves. The Wi-Fi is much shorter because they bring their own computer. And there's an acceptance button when the patron first brings up the browser. They have to click an accept button to accept these policies. As a part of it, on toward the back, it's part of the Children's Protection Act that the library is required to follow by the federal government, and in order to get grants and things like that. So if there's anything other, you know, in here that y'all think needs to be updated or changed, that's what we'll need to discuss, you know, next time and see. When you get down to probably about the second page where it starts with technology protection measures, that's the place where the kind of the government information takes place, and that's where what they require us to have on there in order to comply with the Technology Act. The other items, the numbered items, are things that have been in these guidelines for a while, and are just Laverne's libraries guidelines for their patrons.
Do you have any questions about the first set?
No, it looks pretty straightforward.
Yes. And these have worked very well for us over the years. Like Glenn said, just needed to update the language. And we were really excited when the board allowed us to go from 60 minutes to 120 minutes per day. That has really made a difference with our patrons. They appreciate that. And of course, we do make the exception if someone is putting in applications or things of this sort. We can extend their time, and that's something that we can do manually. But this is just our basic guidelines. And it helps protect the patrons along with the library. The second set is the guidelines for accessing Wi-Fi at the Laverne Library, and we are excited that we do have Wi-Fi. And basically, it's the same guidelines that Glenn has taken out the things that does not pertain because you brought your own computer. We do not have printing from Wi-Fi at this time. But they do have to press the accept button when they first log on.
Does anyone have any other questions?
That's good.
No,
Okay,
So
I'm
straightforward.
good.
we'll move on to number 2, events and activities update. Ms. Donna?
Just wanted to kind of update you guys on what's going on at the library. We are starting our winter reading program for adults and teens. As you all know, we have a very extensive summer reading program for the children, and the adults and teens also participate. 2 years ago, we decided it would be good to kind of keep the adults engaged throughout the winter, and they have really enjoyed that. The teens do very special programs, makerspace, things of this sort. Our theme this year is Master the Art of Reading. So it's going to be kind of a cultural type reading program. We're adding some programs that we're going to carry on into the whole year, hopefully. We are going to start an adult painting class. We were able to do this because we have a part-time clerk that was recently hired on, and her major is art. And so she is going to be teaching a class each month to the adults, kind of like your Bob Ross type painting with the happy little trees. Along with that, which is not in our winter reading, but she also has worked with children, so we're going to start an after-school painting class, which I think is just really great. I think that's going to pull in some of our tweens, those ages 8, 9, 10, 11. They don't really know, they don't want to go to story time. They're not ready for the teen activities, so they're just hanging right there in limbo. They can do the Lego club, but now we're going to try to implement some more things for them. We also, I don't know if you guys have heard about the new coloring book craze that's going on throughout the entire nation. Libraries are picking up on it, so we're going to start an adult coloring class. We didn't want to call it adult coloring class, so we're calling it 50 Shades of Coloring. We thought that may bring in more adults. So we're excited about that. The Nashville Ballet recently contacted us, and we try to do one family program during our winter reading, and they're going to be doing Peter Pan for us, and that will be in February. So I'll be happy to get all of these dates to you all. And plus just a lot of other activities. We do a lot of passive programming. One thing that we're trying to do, we're trying to get emails for all of our patrons, everyone who has an email address, because this is how we can send out overdue notices and things of this sort. So we're going to have a contest. If you will come in and you will update your email address and we can confirm it, then you get to put your name in a box for a prize. So just trying to get all of our information updated, and so that we have the right way to contact our patrons. Any questions on programming?
I was just going to ask if, is the adult or the winter reading program for adults, I mean, is that like a book club, or is that something, does the library do a book club for adults, or have they ever?
We do what's called Turn the Page Book Club, and we meet once a month. And we have an assigned book that everyone can read, and then we come in for a discussion on it.
Right.
Winter reading is we have a start date and an end date. If you check out books, read them, do a little small review, place your review in a box, and you can possibly win a grand prize at the end. We also do blind date with the book, where we wrap up the books in
The
like
frames that-
wrapping paper. We put them up on the shelf, and then you go and you choose a blind date, and you read it, and you get so many entries for that.
Okay.
We try to make it fun, along with getting people checking out and reading. Yes, sir.
I know in the summer, libraries across the country and state do the summer reading. Does the state or whoever sponsor this too, or is this y'all just
Just
strictly you
us.
guys?
Now, most
Cool.
libraries, I know all of our libraries in Rutherford County do a winter reading program.
Okay.
When I was at Smyrna, we did the Walter Hoover winter reading program. It was a family that would donate X amount of money, and we would take that money and use it for the adult winter reading. Linebaugh does a winter reading program.
Okay, good.
So a lot of libraries do this, but it is not a state-sponsored like the summer reading.
So y'all are doing every bit of that yourself. Good.
We are. And we take donations.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
All right, number 3 is the FYI on the library board meeting dates for 2016.
And those are the dates that we will have for 2016. Bruce recently got out all of our information. We were able to submit these dates. We do meet every other month. And on a side note, we do need to have another library board member. So if you know of anyone that you feel would be a great fit for the library board, please encourage them to put in an application. We would like to get our library board full again.
Okay, I believe that's it. The next library board meeting will be on Monday, March 14th, 2016 at 5 p.m. And if there's not anything else, we'll call this meeting adjourned.